Good evening, guys. Welcome back to another video. It's Stephen here on Friday the 23rd of May. First video I've done in about a week, actually. And I needed to do this video. It's actually a lot of late news, if being honest. But I needed to do this video to get back into doing videos because I've had a very chaotic week. I know there's loads to talk about. I can already see people in the chat who want to talk about transfers and moan about that. We will get onto Reijnders. And you have to forgive me, my head being in a very different state right now compared to some of you guys. I also wanted to look back on the week because I actually did watch the Bournemouth game. I had stuff going on which I'll get to in a minute. I just didn't get a chance to make any content around it for very good reasons, but I really enjoyed it and I really enjoyed the events around it, which I'll talk about in a bit more. I also need to talk initially why I did no video for the Bournemouth game and why I've done a video until today is because of this. We have another baby in our life. Our son was born on Tuesday about 4 p.m. And 4 p.m. Cassian Mac. He's a little beautiful boy. Born 7 pounds 8 ounces. Our second child. We're truly exhausted. We're in the newborn stage where you don't get any sleep, and there's going to be a lot of family talking because I need to get that out of the way first. You get no sleep because newborn babies, they want to be held. You cannot. He doesn't want to be put down, so you take shifts all night because it's the only way you can get to sleep. But then we've got another little toddler who wants to wake up, so then we've had probably max 2 hours sleep a night each for the past 3 or 4 nights. Very tired. And so there we go. There's our beautiful little family. Nicola had a C-section, and so we were in and out on the same day because it was bizarre. First, Ruben was normal, natural labour. Cassian was C-section, so it was a very different experience. It was mental. And there's our little man with him, and yeah, it was wild. There's our little guy, Cassian. I know that I chose that name, and look, I did argue for footballers' names, but it's not named after Andor either, Cassian Andor. It's actually just, I quite liked Killian for a bit, as in Killian Murphy, the C-I-L-L, but I thought everyone would think I was on about Kylian Mbappe, and I didn't want that, and I thought, what's another Gaelic-sounding name? And I saw Cassian on a list, and I was like, I quite enjoyed Andor as well, to be fair. So, and we weren't sure about it, and then we asked Ruben to say it one day. Ruben went Cassian, and as soon as Ruben said it with his adorable little voice, we couldn't not hear it anymore. And now he's Cassie or Cass. We call him Cass or Cassie. And guess what? Look at the colour of his hair. He's not a little blondie. I think he looks a lot like me. I think he's a mini me. This guy's a mini me. So the Ruben's a mini. A little revolutionary he will be. Ruben's a mini Nicola, and there's me. Ruben was watching Tractor Ted because he was eventually got bored in the hospital, because he's a baby. And Nicola needed to toddle off to the doctors. And there's my boys, and and there we go. And Ruben, been so sweet for him, kissing him, and I needed to get that out of the way. It's really hard to do videos when you're so open like I am, and just not get the elephant out of the room, i.e. the small tiny baby out of the room. So I needed to just let you guys know basically where I've been and what's going on. We were updating the McInerney family version 2.0. We're not really planning on any more kids, so we're basically done now, which is a really weird feeling. I mean, who knows? Like I said, if we become a millionaire, not going to happen. We might have another kid because then we'd have to worry about childcare. That's not going to happen. I've got no chance to be a millionaire if we win the lottery one day, but there we go. Can Cassie play number 8? Cassian, I think he's going to be a number 8. I think he will be, actually. Ruben strikes me as... What position would Ruben be? Left winger. Wide playmaker. Cassian's going to be a number 8. It's just going to be tough, yeah, absolutely. So thank you, everyone, to all those nice words in the chat. Yeah, with Dad again. Really hard, really tiring, but... I don't know, it just feels really nice, and I feel very emotional. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy. It's the best thing in the world because he's ace. He's already beautiful, and he just looks at me like little eyes up, and he looks at me, and I'm like, I look beautiful. And he's just, I love being a dad. It's the best thing in the world to me. I get emotional on video. I'm very tired. To me, it's sort of like, I don't know, not for everyone, but I feel complete as a person. I'm literally crying on the video. There we go. I'm very tired. It's just like, I don't know, I feel, because I consider myself a pretty intelligent person, but in a really nice way. I can feel my biology talking. Do you know what I mean by that? I can feel like my soul, happy. Like the centre of me is like, oh, I love being a dad. I love nurturing. And I'm literally just streaming with tears. And I love it. Yeah, so I'm very happy. So thank you, everyone. It's very sweet. It will be nice. So yeah, that's been our week, and It's been lovely. It's been really nice. It's tiring, not gonna lie, very tiring. Because Nicola had a C-section. It was by choice because she had a very, very tough first birth. She's bedridden. She can't really move, and Ruben's a 2.5-year-old who wants to jump on her. So I'm keeping Ruben out of the house constantly, just so he doesn't want to get. He gets a little bit sad because he wants to cuddle mummy and stuff like that, and I get that. So I've been sort of away a lot with him. Ruben, so taking him out all day like you do with a toddler. You take him out because you don't stay around the house all day. So I barely got to cuddle Cass. And I have done, obviously, but we're on different duties. Nicola's looking after the little guy because he's breastfed as well, and I'm looking after bigger little guy. It's great. Anyway, so that's the end of the family talk. It's the best thing in the world. Thank you so much. I love it. I let it wash it over me. It's a lot easier second time around. It's a lot easier. I'm not scared of him. Just changing bum's easy. The cries aren't a big deal. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's way easier. More tired, but it's way easier. In terms of we're not scared of him. He's just like, yeah, it's just a baby, innit? We're just walking around him. I was there walking around him. My arm just making toast for Ruben already after day one. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. Previously, I was like, what is this tiny little thing? What am I doing? Thank you, anyone. Thank you, everyone. Here we go, indeed. Baby number 2. The oldest does look like KDB does. He really does. He always has done. And Ruben is always like a KDB. We know that. Ruben's got my look at my eyes on the picture there. Mine and Ruben's eyes are identical. Like you see baby me. But he's got Nicola's hair, and he's sort of got like my mouth Ruben, but Cassian, which feels weird to me as a name still because I'm still getting used to it. That is literally baby me. That's my nose. He's got my hair colour for once. So I've got salt and pepper kids. I thought I had 2 little blondies. He's a mini me. Like that's a mini me. It looks like me as a baby. So there we go. Yeah, he's beautiful. He's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. I'm the happiest guy in the world. I feel the luckiest. Ruben. We watched Bingo and Bluey. We watched Bluey before, and the Bingo and Bluey were playing on it, and I realised, oh shit, we've got Bingo and Bluey now. I was like, I got a bit whirled up. Yeah, so we got our own Bingo and Bluey now. We got 2 of them, and it's ace, and I can't wait. And Ruben's so sweet. Ruben goes, is baby brother okay? Is Cassian okay? And he strokes him. He does that all the time. Strokes him. He's so sweet. I like the name Cassian too. I've told it a billion times to people, and they go, oh okay, and they've never heard of it. So, they've never heard of like that name, so I like it. I think it's different. Cassian. I think it's a gentleman. Cassian, middle name Miles, just because we thought it sounded cool. Cassian Miles. You know, it is probably a reference to Miles Morales because we like our nerdy stuff. You know, so we always wanted to, because our surname McInerney is quite clunky. I'll get onto football soon, I promise you. I just had to get this out of the way. I had to get it off my chest. Our surname is McInerney. We've always thought if our kids wanted to drop our surname, it became superstars, whatever, like Hollywood, would they give him a good middle name? Ruben's middle name is Elton because we're big fans of Elton John. We love Elton John, and I proposed to Nicola during Tiny Dancer, and Ruben went to Elton John gig when he was in the womb. So Ruben Elton McInerney. So if you ever drop McInerney, Ruben Elton. And if Cassian ever drops McInerney, because he's a superstar and it's a bit too clunky, Cassian Miles. Well, that sounds really cool, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Give him a superstar name. So also Cassian is 3 syllables, 1, 2, 3. So we have to have a single syllable second name. You know what I mean? I don't want to be Cassian Miles Ruben. 5 syllables. It had to be a 1 syllable word. So. That was our logic anyway. We thought it sounded cool. Thank you very much, everyone. Everyone's been very, very sweet. We are immensely happy. I love being a dad. I'm good at a lot of things in life, and that sounds arrogant, but I was a musician. I'm good at decent at YouTube, good talker, but I think the thing I'm best at more than anything is being a dad. Like I think that sounds arrogant, but I love being a dad. I think I'm really good at it. I'm a stupid little playful man, and I'm a soft arse, and I'm determined to make people happy. I really am. Like I'm obsessed in making people happy in a nice way. So I love being a dad. So making my son smile and my wife smile is just the best thing in the world to me. So I get like every time I make my son laugh, I'm like, yes, it's the best. I'm like constantly trying to make him laugh and make him happy, and I love it. So I love being a dad, and so I get to be a dad twice now, and to me it's the best thing in the world. And thank you for all the kind words. Super chats from Brian. Congrats, Super Dad Project, Yamal. Do you know what? I've not massively pushed football towards Ruben yet. Obviously I talk about it a lot around him, and I kick a ball around the goal, but I'm not like sit down and watch football. He recognises the badge City or City, and I get him to sing chants, but I'm not like forcing it, if that makes sense. But he knows about it. He knows I will talk about football and stuff like that, and it'll come to him naturally. And yeah, thank you so much, Brian. Anyway, yeah, Super Project Numal. I'll get him. He'll be Project. I'm gonna try to think. Project who? I want him to be Project Ilky, I reckon, like a silky midfielder, you know what I mean? Cassian, number 8. I reckon I want him to be that, you know what I mean? Curtis says, not much, but a huge congrats. Thank you so much, mate. Honestly, it's massively appreciated. Curtis, thank you so much, pal. Yeah, because obviously Nick's on maternity leave, so it is appreciated. So massively appreciated. Thank you so much. A little bit of help, much love. Thank you so much, John. Massively appreciated, mate. Nathan as well. Nathan, you're a superstar, mate. Love from all of us. Get yourself coffee on us, pal. I'm excited to get out for the first coffee, Nathan. Thank you so much, guys. It's really, really appreciated. Yeah, guys, thank you. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Dad pushed you into football? No, I got my dad into football. My dad's from Wales. So they all played rugby, mate. And he didn't mind football, obviously, but I got into football. My dad followed me and became a City fan. So, yeah. So no, I like football. Yeah, I play stuff and do stuff. And Ruben's currently obsessed with guitars because I pick up the guitar and he likes it. Being a dad's great. It's the best thing in the world. So yeah, I want to talk about that. There we go. I've got a new baby boy. So that's where I was. Leading on to, I actually did watch the Bournemouth game. I watched the Bournemouth game. So he was born at 4 o'clock. Because it was a C-section, it was over in like bloody 10 minutes. It's mental. Whereas Ruben's labour was 27 hours. I had to go home to put Ruben to bed. So I just had to go home to put Ruben to bed, then stay at home with my son while Nicola stayed at hospital with our other son. Her mum came and helped him. So I did nothing. I got Ruben to bed, and by 10 to 8 I was done. And I was like, and I watched the Bournemouth game. And do you know what? I didn't even though I had loads of things to say, I didn't have the energy to tweet about it. I want to talk about the Bournemouth game a little bit because I did actually watch it. And I think there's loads of things to take about it. And I want to give you sort of like my calm assessment of it a few days later before we get onto the rest of the news and stuff. But I did actually watch it, and I felt it was incredibly enjoyable. It was a wonderful night of Manchester City. If I'm being honest, that's the best way I could put it. It felt like City going through a sort of greatest hits. A greatest hits compilation. Yeah, it was good fun. It was really good fun. Obviously, we won 3-1 against Bournemouth. We were very good. Not very good. We were we were good. We were really good. We were the better side. They had some moments, but we were the better side. We just about deserved it. Guardiola did play all the old dudes, which surprised me at the time. Gundogan, Kanji, Kovacic, Bernardo, De Bruyne. But I'm going to be honest, I thought Bernardo was absolutely excellent. He was. Obviously, the goal was really nice. His tenacity made it in the first place. But Bernardo was everywhere. Relentless. Gundogan was silky. He was impressive. Defensively, we were a little bit shaky, but we were fine. Nunes got assist as well, of course. KDB, look, it was all about KDB. I thought the send-off was absolutely wonderful. I was all sort of cried out on the day, so it didn't get me too emotionally because my son was born 4 hours earlier. But I thought City handled it absolutely beautifully. The send-off was fit for a king. It was an epic occasion. All the videos from Sterling, Mahrez, Laporte, people like that, Joe Hart. Not Laporte. Was Laporte? Not Laporte. Who am I thinking of? Was Laporte on it? I can't remember now. But they had loads of legends on there, City legends. And it was great, actually. I thought they handled it really well, City. There was a real candid honesty from Kevin De Bruyne. You could see in his face, of him being honest as well, that he could say in the face that he was struggling, and I mean that in a nice way. He could tell he doesn't want to go. You could see that he was welling up because this is his home, and he said it multiple times now that his kids are Mancunian. They grew up here. They know only Manchester, and he doesn't. It's obvious to me he didn't want to go. The miss was so heart wrenching. I was gutted, absolutely gutted. It's one of those things where. It's sometimes life does that to you. It is what it is. What it is. I wouldn't worry about it too much. It was just like life just sort of tested you a little bit. Maybe it wasn't going to be the perfect end because it's not been the perfect season. It was never going to be the fairy tale end. But eventually, City won 3-1, and his mate stepped up. Gundogan. Bernardo, the old timers, they stepped up, and obviously they'll get to Marmouche as well in a bit because it was a goal fit for a king. But I thought, the way City handled it, the setting looked fantastic. The Zabaleta was great, great video from Zabaleta. The presentation was brilliant. It looked special. It looked box office in a good way. There was a lot of humility to it, not too much bombast. Even though there was a lot of bombast, it still felt intimate at the same time. I thought the reception from the City fans was absolutely incredible. Kevin De Bruyne for ages and ages, a standing ovation, not a single person left, and they finally let him talk. It was beautiful. Like City got I think in a nice way, like it was a nice bit of closure. It's been very obvious that there's been a little bit of sadness, from De Bruyne, a lot of sadness, if I'm being honest. And look, I get it actually, I get it. Bernardo, he's not been happy, but he's been broken up with essentially. He has been broken up with, and it must sting. It must hurt a lot because he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to. City have dumped him, and they have dumped him. Not as in like, oh, how dare you? I meant as in like through the metaphor of a relationship. They've dumped him, and it hurt. It hurt him. You could tell it hurt him, and he's been suffering a sort of broken heart, if I'm being honest, because he's been kicked out of his hometown to an extent, and I think it's been hard for him to take. And I think it still probably is the right call. City will move on eventually. If it wasn't this year, it was next year anyway. It is what it is. Time. It was time. We were getting to that moment. We'd all agree we were getting to that moment. Whether you think it was now or soon, we all know we're on the way to the path. So we either just expedited that transition because it's cheaper to do it now, or not. Like, it's just life. It is what it is. But I thought it was beautiful, really beautiful. The applause was fantastic. In typical City fashion, he had to go off early because fucking mistake. Kovacic got himself sent off. It wasn't really Kovacic's fault. It was a bit of a hospital pass from Vardy. I think it was to Kovacic, and he instinctively just grabbed his shirt. He was miles away from goal, but of course, it was the right call in the end for the referee. So he went off early. Could we have something back on? Maybe, I don't know. With the goal towards the end, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? But either way, no, the sending off. They got a guy sent off too. Either way, it was beautiful. Obviously, Rodri came back as well. Look, Rodri coming back on, the roar was rapturous. There wasn't really anything there to comment on in terms of the performance, but Rodri being back as well, absolutely fantastic. The quality of the goals, by the way, just relentless. I've talked a lot about, after the Palace game and this season, we've just not finished good enough. We just need to be better finishers because we've not had the quality there. Because usually in big games, it's goals of a high quality that win it. Look at Marmoush's goal. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. I hate saying this, but it reminded me so much of Cristiano Ronaldo. But you know what I mean, though? It was such a Cristiano Ronaldo goal. You could almost see the outline of him. A ridiculous 30-yard shot into the top corner. And that's what I love about Marmoush. That Marmoush is an absolute killer. Like, he's got that ridiculous explosiveness to him. Not perfect, but some people just are winners. Some people just have a little bit of magic in them who score goals. And Marmoush is clearly that guy. Like, to try that. How many people at City try that full stop? Honestly, I don't think anyone tries it from that far out of City. But he tried it because he has that self-belief and conviction. And you have to have people with that self-belief to win things. And a special goal. I loved Nico Gonzalez's goal as well, by the way. The way he drove forward. He sort of delayed the pass, but maybe he should have took. But then cut inside again. Chilled it past the keeper from the edge of the area. Beautiful finish. Honestly, that was a Rodri'S goal, actually, I would say, from Nico Gonzalez. A killer instinct mode as well. As you're right, get paid about Marmoush, but it was a killer's goal for the pair of them. Two wonderful, high-quality goals. Ridiculous goals. Like, it's such a high quality. Of course, then we saw Oscar Bob get on, which was nice as well. Jack Grealish came on, got some minutes. It was just a really good game of football. It was good fun. Aspie, thank you so much. Aspie said, a tenner for some nappies. Thanks, mate. Do you know what a true story? When we got to the hospital, took Reeves to the hospital. I took Reeves to the hospital to meet Cassian, mummy, and it was a weird experience walking in with him. I forgot nappies for Reuben. Yeah, well done, me. Already been forgotten about number one. Sorry, Rubes. By the way, Nicola's on looking after the baby boy, so I've got the monitor here for Ruben asleep. If he wakes up, I've got to go. So if I run off at any point, I apologise, but I have to. Thank you very much, Aspie. But I thought the game was good fun, man. It was really good. I thought City handled it beautifully. It was just a great occasion. A fantastic occasion with some great goals. And Rodri coming back. Look, I don't think he'll play against Fulham. Guardiola, I think, has already said he won't. My preview will be tomorrow, by the way, for that. I just wanted to get all this out of the way first. Talk about the farewell. Talk about Rodri. Talk about the goals. Talk about my son being born. All that kind of stuff. Before getting on to the preview tomorrow, because there's a lot of things I need to address. There's also that Guardiola quote I want to talk about where he said if you had 27 players next year, you'll quit. Obviously, he's come out and said it was tongue-in-cheek, but he's right. I don't think we need 27 players next year. We need 23 players, 22 players who are going to be available. One person in the stands every now and then is not bad, but 6 in the stands, it's ridiculous, man. And I understand why Guardiola rotated the bench and Echeverri wasn't on it, because he didn't want to leave everyone on the stands. You know, we need quality. But we need quality that's going to be available as well, so we'll see. Mainly, it's because we've got too many people who are injured often, like John Stones. I don't know if he's kicked his last football for City. Likewise, Nathan Ake, which is heartbreaking to say out loud, but it's probably true. Like actual legends, City. Well, John Stones in particular, City legend, and you might never see him in the blue shirt again. I would hope maybe we see him at the Club World Cup, but if he doesn't move on, I feel like we should get to the transfer stuff now, if I'm being honest. Let's be honest, we need to talk about Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz is going to Liverpool, which is very painful. It's very painful. It's very painful to take. It is. There's no point denying it. I've always said that I don't... There are people... Oh, there we go. De Bruyne wants to go to Napoli as well. And we know that, but I didn't know it was sort of confirmed. Good stuff. Very happy. Very happy we've got there. That hurts. I have no insider information at all, Mohammed. No, I don't, mate. That it's very obvious that he was not keen on City. It could be a million reasons. Ultimately, I get why everyone was going, oh, Liverpool haven't got a pull. And I sort of didn't get that, to be honest. Everyone was like, oh, they can't afford it. I was like, well, why can't they afford it? They bid over 100 million before for Caicedo, and Wirtz is probably a more highly sought after player, so of course they can bid 100 million again. I always thought they could afford it, and I think people have sort of played down the appeal for Liverpool. I don't know why. I think it's City fans being, but Liverpool. I feel dirty saying this, but it's the truth. Like, Liverpool have a reputation around the world of being a super club. They do, of great in Europe. They won the league this year. They got Salah, Van Dijk. He'll fit into that team perfectly. It's a very settled system. Their fans have a good reputation. I know in terms of noisiness. I find them very annoying too, don't get me wrong, but they are known. Anfield is famous. No one questions Anfield, even though it's slightly hyped up. Everyone talks about Anfield, It's a very German mentality, and so it's one of those things where I guess the point I'm making is that Liverpool are a very appealing club for a lot of people, and I totally get why some people would want to go there, and I think unfortunately, City currently, I think there is a dip in the appeal. You don't have to agree with that, but I think the City's football, I think there's a few reasons. I'm not trying to sound too negative because it can all change very quickly, but I don't think City are we are incredibly attractive, but I don't think we're a perfectly attractive proposition right now because we've had a terrible season. We can't deny that. We've had a really poor season where Pep he's been all over the place erratically. We're seeing a lot of older players play and a lot of older people stay, and we're seeing a lot of I would say scattered ideas as well. City do look at, well, obviously we're always appealing. We pay well. We were a massive club. But look, Pep is leaving in 2 years as well. Pep has been mental this year. He's been so up and down. I love him, but his lineup selections have been so inconsistent. He's changed things. It's been chaos. It's been a bit of a shit show, if we're being honest. There's also the 115 charges hanging over us. We can't ignore that, For some people, they don't want to be associated with that, and they don't want to wait around for that. So we could act like it's nothing. Not for everyone. Mamouche clearly doesn't give a shit, but Wirtz might. They might think City are guilty, You might look. People care about this stuff, We've got the charges. We've got the fact that Pep's leaving in 2 years. We've got the fact that we've got loads of players that need to leave for him to get guaranteed football. It's a bit of a shit show on the pitch right now. We're not the most attractive proposition right now. We're not. If we win the league 5 years in a row, sure, but Liverpool look way more settled, and Slot, he looks energised. So I guess the point I'm making is we need to get our shit in order, we do, because Wirtz has chosen Liverpool, and I'm a City fan, so I'd always choose City. But I get it, man. I get it. Look, if they signed, Kdb'S, they signed Frimpong and Wirtz, that's a ridiculous bunch of signings to bolster their team. And if they get a striker as well, because they've got Gakpo, I guess, can play for the middle, whatever, Jota. So maybe they don't. But if they get a couple more signings, they're in a really good position. I still think City can keep up with them. I still think, and I'll get onto Reijnders in a minute, a couple of smart signings in midfield would be more than enough for us, to at least close that gap and challenge. I think we can get there. That's the one thing Chaotic was saying, look, if you can laugh at this and people scoff at it, but if you get Foden back to his best form, if you find that, and you get, Reijnders in or someone like that, Gibbs White in, you get get Rodri in. All of a sudden, our midfield is still better than Liverpool's, even with Wirtz there. How many times I've watched him play? I don't know. I've not counted, mate, but I know all about Florian Wirtz. Who doesn't? I've seen him plenty of times for Leverkusen, plenty of times for Germany. I'm not sitting there watching 90 minutes all the time, but everyone knows who Florian Wirtz is. Like, he's a technically excellent, wonderfully gifted player, he's a very talented footballer. Look, I'm not saying I don't watch him as much as I watch Man City, of course, no, but I know him, and he's a very special talent, very obviously, for a reason. But they've got him, and it's a massive coup for them. But the thing is, the only thing is to me is it's a slap in the face, for us. But we need to respond to it. Look, we've lost out to people before and still been absolutely fine and went on to win. Look, it's not ideal, but I think we have to move on and accept it. I truly believe this, that Reijnders could have just as much impact on Man City as Wirtz could. You might not believe that, but I think Reijnders is a technically excellent player, and I think he's the kind of player we're actually crying out for in terms of a silky, skilled goal-scoring number 8 who's technically excellent on the ball. And I think we miss that just as much as we miss a creative 10. I really do believe that. I think if City do have... I'm not just saying this. Rodri's such an exceptionally creative player. Rodri at his best, and then Reijnders alongside him. There's so much creativity there to play those big passes, to score goals in the edge area. Then you get, Gibbs White if he comes in. I think he's a really good player. An aggressive, attacking, creative, long-range shooter and pass crosser. Phil Foden, a fantastic goal-scoring attacking midfielder on his day who can dribble past people. Combination of them, then with attacking fullbacks if we sign them as well, and then Haaland and Marmoush. There's plenty of goals in that. Like, I'm not going to be worried about creativity. I've always said as well that I think like Rodri is a massive part of City's creativity, and him coming back would change things an awful lot. It's really good. It's a really good. So as much as I think we can still match Liverpool is what I'm saying, if we sign some good players, and I think we hopefully will do. But I think City have to get their shit in order. I think we've really taken our eye off the ball. It's just not been... We're not great at attracting superstars, I would argue. You don't have to agree with this, but I still think people look at City sceptically. Does anyone else feel this? Like, I do think all the noise around City is a little bit derogatory, because all you've got is mainstream... Not derogatory, damaging, I guess. Derogatory noise is damaging. All you've got is people forever saying that City are, a pumped-up oil club, and we're not. A lot of people don't care, but I think there is a slight reputation of City as being cheats. There's a slight reputation of us being sort of superficial and all this kind of stuff, and I feel it. Does anyone else feel it, that people are cynical towards City? And that does supersede Liverpool. Liverpool are seen as wholesome and honest, especially in Germany. Exactly, AJ. Absolutely in Germany. City are hated in Germany. And I think we have to be aware that we don't actually... It's going to take a good 20, 30 years for people to get bored of that. Because I think people are still cynical of City's rise to the top. And I don't think we have the same glamour as Liverpool, because Liverpool have the history, and I know you want to laugh at that, but it's true. People care about that shit. They just do. Or Real Madrid, or even United are at the top still. Like, we'd have more pull than United now, obviously, of course. But the point I'm making is we're not. People still are I can still feel it, even though I think a lot of it's bullshit. I can still feel that a lot of people, not everyone, a lot of people are still very much cynical towards Man City. But we've got loads of talent and loads of great players. Yeah, Echeverry, for example, has come. Loads of great players come. But I think we're obviously a proper club. We are. I know we are. I know the sort. I've been watching City for 4 years of my life, nearly 40. I understand exactly who City are, so I think it's bullshit. But what I'm saying is I can tell people don't think it's true. And because of that, I think there's a good chance people like Wirtz are more attracted to the famous Liverpool atmosphere and European nights. And which is, I think, is played up bullshit. I think the Etihad is just as good. In fact, you've got to listen to what people like Vinicius Junior or Valverde say about the Etihad. Say it's ridiculous, and I know it is on big nights. We've got incredible atmosphere on big nights, but some clubs have a reputation that just follows them around whether it's true or not. Exactly, AJ. City buy success. Liverpool spend £300 and it's money well spent. Look. So I think we have to be honest about it. I think sometimes superstars are more attracted to Liverpool at the top of the league or Real Madrid still, because I think we're still getting to that element. I think we're still getting to there, if that makes sense. I think it's going to take longer and longer. It'll take a generation to pass. I think, look, if City's still at the top 20 years from now and my kids have grown up, people will be tired of it. And at that point, City have been at the top for 40 years. No one questions it at that point. But I think City's reputation has been tarnished. So I think we go on about pull. I think City's pull isn't as big as we think it is. I think we're very good at getting the stars like Marmoush, and we occasionally get Haaland. But Haaland, look, he was a City fan, but largely, we don't really get the superstars. We don't, That's just not who we are. We're not a Galactical club. And I think that is because of the reputation. So... And there's a lot of instability right now, and I don't think that plays into it. So I'm not bothered by this. It is what it is, It's fine. It is fine. Thank you so much, Tyrone, for the super chat as well. Another super chat from Tyrone says, congratulations on the baby. Cheers, mate. Little Cassian, he's a legend. Do you think maybe Verts wanted his own path instead of being KDB light for his whole career? I wouldn't blame him. Well, I just inadvertently answered that, mate. No, I actually think there is. I think the Germans, they like Liverpool because you'll never walk alone, the Dortmund stuff, the Klopp, the Anfield. I think he just prefers Liverpool. I think he does. It could be a bit of that, but no, I think Liverpool seem like a more stable bet right now. I think they do, and Liverpool won the league, and we are a bit of a mess, and there's 115 charges hanging over us. I think it's that. I think it's entirely that. I think some people probably just prefer to play for Liverpool, and I know where that sentiment comes from. I don't think it's fair as such, but I understand where the sentiment comes from, and I think it's something we have to probably accept. City are a massive club, obviously, but we are one with a stigma attached for some people. So, and I can feel it. I feel it, Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's just City. Everyone's dismissive of City. AG also says, I'm hurt we lost Verts like KD with Liverpool in 2015. That would be very painful, yeah, but that happened, thankfully. Look, we don't know how Verts is going to get anywhere near KDB level, let's be honest. But yeah, likewise, mate, I am hurt. I think it's a big shame. It's a big shame. So yeah, look, there's a lot to go on. Look, I'm not going to lose too much sleep over the transfer window until we know about it. I think Reijnders would be a cracking signing. Get a couple of fullbacks in as well, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I wanted to cover the things. I wanted to talk about Kdb'S farewell, the Ballon d'Or winner returning, Marmoush's goal, the Reijnders and Vert stuff. I wanted to talk about all that a little bit. My match reaction... will be match preview will be tomorrow, I reckon. Yeah, I do. Tone Lee said you're 100% correct about the optics on City. City's optics aren't great. If we get cleared, it'll be crack on. Livermental should get mentioned. Oh yeah, there was Livermental links, wasn't there? There was Livermental links, which would be great. Oh, there was the actual stuff about Reijnders, by the way. 10 million difference of euros. That's 6 million, 6.5 million. Also, by the way, I would like to say, if anyone wants to treat themselves, where is it? I made that. I've got the Rodri one over there, actually. The Rodri one on the wall. I've not got my version actually here yet, but there's the Rodri one up there. See it? I'll show you the Rodri one second. I think it looks beautiful. I've not actually put this Rodri one online for sale. Should I do it? If I should do it, let me know. But there we go, look at that. That's the Rodri one. There's the De Bruyne one. I think they look really cool. I made them just as sort of like a little thing. It is available for sale. I think it looks really cool. That's the Rodri one. Should I put that online? I think I should do, don't you? If you think I should do, let me know. I don't know. I think there's the De Bruyne one. Go and give it a look at. The link is on Twitter. It's where is it? I'll put it. Where is it? Where is it gone? I'll find it on my Twitter. But if you want to look at it, go for it. I mean, the Rodri one is really cool. I was saving the Rodri one for I don't know when, but there we go. It's over there. Long live the king. It's over on Etsy. I'll put a link in the chat if anyone wants one. There we go. But I'll get the Rodri one up. I've actually got. I'll try and show you as well. I've actually got David Silva one. I've got an Aguero one as well that I've made. I'll show you the Aguero one. Watch that 1 second. I think it looks really cool too. Look at the Aguero one. I'll show you on my phone because I've got a photo of it here. Look at that one there. Let me show you the phone one, the Aguero one. Wait, is it focused? No, it's the you won't see it, but it looks really cool. Aguero doing the shirt one, and then I've also got a David Silva one because I think it looks class. And it's of course. I've got other teams as well potentially. I've not put them up online yet, but I think they look really cool. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. The Livermental links as well. Actually, I go to Livermental links because I think they're interesting. I would love Livermental. I think he'd be absolutely brilliant. I think he's a cracking player. He's our number one target apparently. That would cost an awful lot of money. An insane amount of money. It would be great. But I'm not expecting it. I'm not expecting it at all. Livramento would, I don't know. He would be, 70 million or something like that? He's a cracking footballer. Like, legs for days. He bombards forward. He's so good, so aggressive. He's absolutely fantastic. I would take him in a heartbeat. He is injury prone, but he's the kind of player that we should be looking at, I reckon, entirely. So I'm going to leave it there anyway, guys, because Nicola needs to get some rest. The newborn is tiring, and Ruben is stirring, and I don't want to wake him up. But yeah, Cassian Mack is good, man. Cassian is excellent. And thank you very much for all the kind words at the top of this video. I'm going to go and cuddle my little baby boy because he's the most beautiful little thing in the world. And I miss him already. And let Nicola get some sleep. Love you all loads. I'll see you tomorrow for the match preview. Thank you for all the kind words. Another blue in the making. Bye-bye, guys.